Tottenham versus Everton. We are talking Leicester versus West Brom. So, okay, the day started interesting as it should have. We expected more. So, before I go anywhere, guys, the link is down in the description box. If you are interested to say your words, if you want to say something, I'm trying something new today, so you can always go in the link below and actually talk to us. We want to hear your thoughts, we want to hear your comments in terms of the game of today. Tottenham were beaten by Everton by 1-0. Now let's talk about the game. I'm expecting that I can hear from you guys, because I think we all saw it today that as much as we thought Tottenham were there, there's still some way and some places for them to go so that they can actually improve and be somewhere. Because that's not the performance that I actually expected. For a person, I've been saying these things. I gave my predictions. I feel like I think I might be one person who's very bad in giving predictions. All the predictions that I gave, nothing came to materialize. Nothing literally came to materialize. But even though what can we do? Is the game of football. You have your prediction, your wishes, and your heart desire, but they never go your way or your will. But that's where we are now. We move on. So I want to hear from you guys. How did you think about the game? How did you see it as well? Like, I actually have nothing to say. I don't even know where to start right now. It was just crazy. It was a crazy, crazy game. So this were my prediction, guys, for the game of today. I'd say that Leicester expected them to win by 2-1. I told you why. Because I knew that West Brom were not going to score. I didn't know that Fulham were not going to score, but they didn't score. And Arsenal won by 3-0. And Mr. Mobin today, when he came on this show, when he joined us in the morning, he actually gave, when we were talking about the build-up of the game, where I was saying that I want actually Tottenham and Leicester to be the teams that wins today. He actually gave me this straight to the point, spot on, that Leicester were gonna win by 3-0. And guess what? That's what happened. Leicester won their game by 3-1. Two penalties for Jimmy Vardy and one header that went from the debut D. The player was playing like for the first time. It was his debut game, and that's how it was for them. And it was actually an interesting game. A lot of people might say that they've enjoyed it or something that happened, but now we are back now, guys. Let's see what happens. What can we say? How did you see the games? So in terms of the Leicester game, I didn't really watch it because I needed to work on something. I wasn't actually here in terms of the internet. Something was being fixed. I actually had to come late for the Tottenham game. If you were there waiting, I think you were really disappointed. I started when the game was already in. I think there were already 2 minutes played, which was just weird. I didn't even know what excuse I can give. That's why maybe it was a little bit low in terms of viewership than the other videos that I've done in terms of the watch along. So even though the game was played, Tottenham lost by 1-0. After I actually predicted that we were going to win by at least 3-2. And we talked about the new guys who were coming to join Everton. Talking about James Rodriguez and at the same time, who was the other player? Alan and Decore. And I have to say, guys, for that debut match, they were like it was like a complete team of Everton. If I tell you what they were doing in the midfield, it felt like they've been playing with each other for such a long time, but they were saying, is it not like a week back or even less than that? But it felt like they were working together for such a long time. Even though there were some mistakes somewhere, somehow, they played amazing football. I don't know, I want to hear from you guys. How did you see the game of today? It was just those one of the games that each and every Tottenham fans just hope that they see tomorrow, because some mistakes that were done in this game, guys, I didn't really expect them. You see, some of the situations that were happening, are things that you don't expect to be happening in the Tottenham team that the Jose Mourinho we knew. I don't think, if also some of the mistakes that were done in the Tottenham game, it was actually the substitutes. I didn't understand the fact that he had to check out Danny Ali in the beginning of the game. That didn't make any sense to me. Like, literally didn't make any sense to me. I was wondering, like, what is he thinking? Like, the team was playing okay. There were no exactly as many chances as we expected, but they were playing football at least better They were actually a team. In fact, they had some chances. I think there were two chances in the first half that it was face to face with the keeper. Pickford had to do some of the most craziest saves that I've never seen. He did them and he kept the team in the game. But what happened? Why would Jose make that substitute? That I didn't understand. Taking out Denny Ali and putting Sissoko, like taking out an attacking midfielder and putting a defensive midfielder. Like they were already losing in his mind, like they were losing, and they had to put Sissoko. I don't know if you have to let me understand that. I have to understand that, guys, because it didn't actually make sense to me. I was wondering, like, why would? It's not like the team was in trouble. Tottenham were playing so well, even though okay, they were not really attacking the way or we actually expected them to do, but they were playing so well, guys. They were really playing so well. But come on, Jose, come on. I was really disappointed. I couldn't actually express what I was feeling in this thing, guys. But I don't even know what Jose was thinking. So I'm waiting for your comments, guys. Tell me what you thought. Let's start with the game of the day, which was the game that I actually did a prediction that was close to, which was the Leicester versus West Brom. Before we go start shouting against Jose, because I don't know. Maybe if somebody comes and explain to me what was happening there, because it didn't make sense at all to me. It literally didn't make sense to me. So I'm waiting for you guys. I'm waiting for your thoughts. I want to hear what you expect. Leave your comments down in the comments below. Let me hear what were your expectation of these games that were played today, and was it actually approved? Yes, I had an expectation in the game between, like, the Leicester game. I knew that Leicester were going to bring it and they were going to win. It was my expectation, and watching the game, that expectation was fulfilled by the way Leicester played. They played well and they used the advantage of how the attackers were doing in the 18 area, falling down and getting the penalties, and they won the game. They did win the game, which was actually amazing. I felt like it was just amazing. So then we comes to Tottenham. We come to Tottenham, like, literally what was. So Tony Kayesa, like, it was his debut goal. He scored an amazing header. I don't know if you did see that. I did see it on the highlights. I think they're already there on YouTube. You can check it out. It was an amazing goal, guys. It develops the confidence of a player, especially on your debut game. Doing things like that, it's something that is really, really appreciated, especially in Premier League. It shows that he has more to offer in the Premier League than what he did. And let's talk about the shots. There were shots on target. 13 shots for Leicester, 7 for West Brom. 7 shots on target for Leicester and 1 for West Brom. So that actually summarized the game for you. Leicester were the dominant team in this game, and they did prove that by winning the game convincingly. Winning the game, even though I know some people will be saying that, oh, there were penalties. It's like the Liverpool situation. The Jamie Vardy he just scored penalties, but sometimes when you're pressing, I remember, was it last season when we were all complaining about Manchester United getting too many penalties, but something was said interestingly that I learned. I think it was said by Terry from the Football Terrorists. He said that the team gets a lot of penalties because they attack a lot. When they attack, the defense of other teams are tempted to make mistakes and actually get penalty. So in this case, that's what happened in the Leicester game against West Brom. Leicester were attacking so much in the 18 area of West Brom, and West Brom were tempted enough and they made errors that led to goals. So that is the situation of the game. That's what actually happened, and for that you can't blame Leicester for winning. They actually literally deserved to win the game because they were just there. Even though they had to play a false centre back in Wilfred Ndidi, which was weird, but we had that the other centre back was on injury, and Evans is actually eligible to play because the last game he played, which team was he playing against? I'm trying to remember. The game he was playing with, the last game, he was actually suspended because he got a yellow or red. I'm not really sure. I think it's a double yellow or a red. I'm not really sure. You might remind me, Leicester fans, because I'm not really sure about that. But So that's why he had to actually walk away and actually move on to the next issue. But in terms of Ndidi, yes, there were some silly mistakes. I remember there were in the first part where I saw the game where he actually kicked like it was like a shot to his keeper that the keeper had to actually be alert to save that goal so that it doesn't go in the back of his net. But rather than that, I think he played so well because if you can see that these guys they had only one shot on target, which shows that he was actually playing so well. But that's the interesting game that we had today, guys. Leicester deserve to win. Let me check other things before we move on, like the percentage and stuff. As I wait for some people to join me in this live stream, I'll be waiting for you guys. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you're thinking. And like I'm saying, if you are interested, if you want to try a like a Skype call, you can call me. There's actually a link that is there in the description, so check it out. You can talk to us, we can hear what you're saying so that you will actually hear your thoughts straightforward. That's something that we're trying. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to like this video or share this video. That whatever that works for you, please do that, because we do these videos like each and every day. I think now it is the fourth video that I did in the morning, the fourth live stream in just one day. So you just expect us to be always be there. Show up, let's enjoy this time. This is actually our time. This is time to talk football, and the Football Connect is bringing that 100%. So let's talk about let's just look at the analysis in terms of the stats and how the game went. So 35% was the position that West Brom had, and at the same time it was 65% position for Leicester City, a sign of pure dominance. Like they were dominating. Passes, yes, you can see it's 336 as to 604. That's the dominance. And the pass accuracy 75% for West Brom, which actually is not really bad. It actually reminds me of the Fulham game against Leicester. I don't think their passes were bad. I felt like they were just not finishing. So I think that's the same situation we are having with this other championship club, which was not really a problem for Leeds United. If we can talk about other games, like looking at Liverpool game, Leeds United were just so good in their finishing. They were just literally so good in their finishing, and which gave them 3 goals in open play. They never had a set piece or what. 3 straight goals in open play, which was amazing. Sometimes you might say, okay, well, we might blame the Liverpool defense for that, but it shows that the team is playing so well, guys. You can't deny that. You are seeing it straight, and they are really showing it each and everything with how they're playing the game. So we actually have to accept what is happening here. So, like I'm saying, let's talk about. Let's see. Let me see if I'm leaving anything before we go to Tottenham, guys. But before I go to Tottenham, okay, fouls. Leeds had more, which is 12 as to 9. Yellow cards, 1 for Leeds, 1 for Leicester. So that was like no red cards. Offsides, 3 for Leicester and 4 for Leeds. So maybe they had some chances that were missed because of, come on, as you can see, offsides. And corners, 2 for West Brom and none for Leicester. No, 5. I'm saying 9. Oh my god. So this is how the Premier League is looking after the first games that have been played. Remember, we'll be expecting for the other game that is coming so soon, which is the game between which team is that? Which is Chelsea versus, those are the other games I'll check. But Chelsea is playing, I think, against Brighton. Because the teams that haven't played right now is Newcastle, which was postponed because United City from the Championship. Brighton is playing Chelsea. Then Burnley, I think it was playing Manchester United, if I'm not mistaken. Or Sheffield. I don't really know. Oh no, Sheffield is playing against Wolves. So yeah, the game that were postponed is Manchester United versus Burnley and Manchester City versus Aston Villa. Those are the games that were postponed. I think we'll see them next week. We expect something to see next week. You can see the difference between the teams that have won and the teams that have lost. That is just crazy. So now Leeds United leads the race because of the goals that they scored. They're just -1. And Southampton follows them with a -1 as well. Tottenham -1. Then West Ham United, which is -2. Fulham -3. And West Brom -3 as well. So in terms of Newcastle, expect a video anytime soon in the middle of the week where we'll be covering full. I'm talking about some things that are just rosy that I feel like we need to talk about it before we go anywhere. But what a game for Leicester. Well deserved, I think. I think it's impossible to predict who's going to win the league after 1 or 2 games. A perfect example is Leicester. No offense, to Leicester fans or club, but who would you have imagined they would have won the league the other year? The best advice I have to give you all is to just sit back, enjoy. It's just enjoy as it is. Being a Wigan fan, I learned to do what I have to do. I hope everyone who sees this is safe and well. Oh, that's actually an amazing advice, cause I know social media is going crazy right now. People talking about how that team played well. Arsenal fans, actually, there's a joke that I was seeing on social media. Arsenal saying that I just hope that this league, like this game, just finished right now because we are winning. We are winning. We will just want to be the ones who wins. But we don't judge the Premier League with the beginning. We judge the Premier League with the end. With the end. So we actually have to wait and see how this goes, how it plays out in our eyes. Then we can actually give a straight advice or judge on whatever that's going to happen. But back to business, guys. I get you. I had to read that. It looks so attractive. You see what I mean? But let's move on. Okay, I think Leicester played good football over there, and I'm happy with their performance. So I'm a fantasy Premier League team. So as my friend, okay, he's talking about fantasy. So these were the players that were in. Like I have to say, Johnson. I really know nothing a lot about this, but for this part, like I said, indeed, it seems like he played so well because he never got even a yellow card or even something. Actually, Justin is one who got it, and the people who came in was for Perez. Who came in for Perez? I think it was Mark, like Alberto, something like that. Then for Madison, I think he's one who replaced the Pret. I think Pret or something like that. So 2 goals for Vardy, well done. So now talking about 2 goals, who's leading? Now that as things stands, it's Mohamed Salah with a hat trick that he opened in the first day of Premier League. But I have to talk about something again with Salah. If Salah can be so hungry like he was this in the beginning of this, I think this season we are gonna have an amazing time as free Liverpool fans. We can actually do something that is interesting. I hope we just sign Thiago Alcantara. We need somebody who can actually do something in the defense. And as I've heard, it seems like the reason why Liverpool are not thinking of bringing a centre back, they're thinking of making Fabinho a centre back, guys. Like more of a centre back rather than a midfielder. So it's gonna be a crazy season this season. I guess it's gonna be crazy. So let me hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Let me hear what you're expecting. And if you come online, if you're interested to say something, Skype lines are there on the comments in the description box. Go there and click it, or just copy it and put it on your Skype so that we talk. If you have something that you want to say straight to us, you can actually do that. Just come and show your support in whatever you want to say. And also to remind you, I think tomorrow I'll be back in the morning. I'll try to do the transfer talk before we move on to other things, but I'll come for the transfer talk. Then after that, we build up to the game. I have to make a video in the building up of the game, which is the main game that is happening tomorrow. It's Chelsea versus Brighton. And the other game that is being played is, of course, it can be Sheffield. It's Sheffield versus Wolves. So it's a big game. It's a big game that we're going to see a lot of things. But I feel like with the quality of the teams and the quality of those players from like what they did last season, I see it coming as a stalemate. I said it, maybe they might score one more, but I'm seeing it just ending as 0-0. We just have to wait and see what happens. We'll be preparing for that. But as for the Chelsea game, I'm expecting Chelsea to win. I'm expecting them to win, but let me see something. I want to check something into in terms of my predictions. What did I put there? I'm expecting them to win by at least 1 goal to 0. Now I look at it, I'm wondering, yeah, okay, I remember my reason why I was saying that they might win by 1 goal to 0. I was saying that the way Brighton plays, like the way they literally play, they know how to control, protect the ball, and actually play proper football. So that can actually work in their advantage because they'll be able to affect the ball more often. So we have to wait and see what happens. But let's move on to the story of the day. Like I'm saying, Tottenham were beaten by Leeds. Were beaten by Everton. That's not my prediction. I expected Tottenham to win, but they actually disappointed me. I think they disappointed also other Tottenham fans. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. If you are interested in still leaving a comment, you leave a comment on the below. If you are interested in actually sending your, or like you want to say something, there's a description that I've put there for our Twitter. You can join that so that we allow you to speak. If you want to come up live, we can do that. If you just want to keep your face private, it's okay, we'll talk. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. What did you think about today's game? I felt like what I expected from Tottenham, it wasn't exactly what was delivered. I expected Tottenham to be pressing so high, to challenge in the games, which they did in the first half. I have to say, guys, they really did that in the first half. But I felt like it started going down. It went way down on them, especially when we were talking about the second. Is it the second time or what? What is the proper way to use that? Like when we were talking about the second part of the game, second half, after Jose Mourinho literally decided to take out. What was that for? He takes out Danny Ali and puts Sissoko, like taking an attacking midfielder who was doing so well, who was threatening the team, who was actually making it uncomfortable for who's that player? For the defenders of Everton, and even the midfielder, they actually had to come back to try to stop them. Like I'm talking about players like Alan and the other player who was next to him, because they were playing. Was it a 4-1-4-1 formation? I'm talking about Everton. Let me move to that so that I show you what I'm talking about, guys. As we are done with this Leicester game, so it was really weird. I was like confused, like, what is Jose Mourinho doing? Your team is playing so well. I don't think there's that eagerness to actually panic to a point of taking out one of the best players who's playing. So I know that he wasn't really doing, but he was threatening, causing Everton to make mistakes at the end. And after he was taken out, they get a free kick. Calvin Lewin scores. 55 minutes, Everton are leading, and what they had to do was defend as a team and attack just to see the game throughout. So let me hear your thoughts, guys. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me look at the lineup. There's something that I want to confirm. Let me show you also. I know it's not appearing on the screen. So let me show you what shocked me and what happened, of course. So this was the team that was playing. Tottenham are beaten by 1 goal to 0. Okay. So it was there when they were playing a formation of 4-2-3-1, and Everton were playing the formation of 4-3-3. Oh, it was actually 4-3-3. I didn't know that it was differently when it was written in Premier League when I was seeing that. I think they'd written it as 4-2-3-1. Does that make sense though? 4, and there were 2 here, which was was it? I'm trying to put this in my head, like to make it make sense, like the way it was. Or it was Rodriguez. Okay. Yeah, Rodriguez. Yes, yeah, that's what he was playing. Alan was behind. I think he was together with Keane, if I'm sure. I'm not really sure. So I think they were playing a 3-2, 3-2-3-1. I'm making sure. I think it was 3 these players, Dini, like Yermina and Coleman, then Keane and Alan in the central, then Decore and Gomez and Rodriguez were in the front 3 here, then Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. I think it makes sense. Decore and Alan were playing in the behind behind Gomez, Richarlison, and Rodriguez. Yes, now that makes sense. That makes sense. I was trying to make it make sense for me. Oh, the way 4-2-3-1. So the way it was that these four were behind, like as you see, Alan and Gomez. Then here the Rodriguez was here. Then Kevin Lewis was it. Like the plan was like, and they utilized the chance, cause for a derby match, I think Tottenham made it easy for Everton, this in terms like especially the second half. But I think it was not a bad day for these guys. I'm talking about Alan Decore and Hamas Rodriguez. It's like they've been playing for such a long time together, and the way spotting each other, doing those passes and just flowingly moving the ball, it was just uniquely and amazing to see. I know that good things when they're happening, guys. I was really impressed with the way they played, which is always weird. Like I told you that I'm a Liverpool fan. I literally don't have any reason to like Everton at all. Literally have no reason to like Everton at all. But I need to say the truth when the truth is said to it has to be said. Everton played so well in the second half, even in the first half. They were able to stop Tottenham from attacking, from actually using their forwards to score goals. They didn't give them a chance to do those counter attacks. At the same time, in terms of the midfielder, they were outclassing the midfielder of Tottenham. I felt like it was a really long day for Oyo Obiang. Is it? I think that's how you pronounce it, Obiang. Then the other player was Harry Winks. Then also for Danny Ali, Son, and Demora, who were working with Kane. Kane, what one of the worst games you ever have in Premier League, guys. He really struggled. I have to say this. He really did struggle to actually even have one shot on target. He really did struggle. It wasn't really that simple as people expected it to be. But at the same time, none of us expected it to be simple. It required people to actually work. It required some guts for those guys to actually work to get something out of that game. But even though out of them all, it was an interesting game, an enjoyable match. I actually enjoyed it. Not disappointed. Yes, I am disappointed. Tottenham did let me down. Jose Mourinho substitute did let me down. I can't be saying hating on Jose Mourinho like most of the Manchester United fans does. He's a good manager. He's a world class, but I think Ancelotti kind of like overcome him in this one. We have to go back until 2013, the last time Everton beat Tottenham at their home. Like the last time, 2013 and 2015, Jose Mourinho made it possible for Everton to actually walk over Tottenham. Now my question comes like this to the Tottenham supporters, like Mr. Elliot, who's not here on live right now. What's next? What do you see from your team, like from the first game? Remember, we are trying to judge our teams in the first games. Maybe we just need to wait maybe for the first 5 games to be played, but we are looking at these games and we are trying to judge these teams by the first game. What can we say can actually happen if things continue the way they are happening? Where do you see Tottenham finishing with the way that we just say, like with the worst time, first time? Where do you see them finishing, and what needs to change for them, and who does Jose Mourinho needs to sign to actually try to strengthen this team? At the same time, I know he didn't play for that such a long time. Tanguy Ndombele came in this game. We did talk about him yesterday, if I remember. Oh, we were talking with Mr. Elliot. He was asking what do I think about him. I told him that the player needs time, and if he gets the time, he will do amazing stuff for the team. And we did see it today. And also we have to talk about, guys, he has lost weight. I think he's been working so hard to impress Mourinho. Remember, Mourinho was complaining about his weight, saying that it's just too much for a footballer, and he did follow the manager. So it shows that 100% he really wanna be in this team, and he really wanna fight and get trophies with this. And I did talk about this. Mourinho is a winner, but I feel like he failed in this game. Let's give him more time. Let's see what happens. Let's see what can happen. And at the same time, I was hoping to see what the Tottenham fans can actually say from this game. What did they learn in this game? What is their next? What is the, like next from what we did see today? What's next for you guys? What are you planning? What do you think the team needs to do to become better? What you think they need to take, the steps that they need to take to actually be better than what they were today? Because it was utter disappointment, and I'm hoping that that actually changes, because we don't expect things like that to be happening. We need Tottenham to be seriously challenging and doing something so that at least top 5 is there for them. But if they played the way they did, it will be so hard. Teams like Everton are gonna cause a lot of trouble and they are gonna overtake them. But even though it's the first game of the week and the first game of the season, you did, nobody was really expecting teams to be at their full best. But either way, we want the teams to actually bring and do that. I was really disappointed. If you watch the watch along that I did, guys, there was some moments when I was even shouting, wondering what is happening. Why does it feel like these guys is like their first time playing football? It was just crazy, the things that I was seeing today, guys. But that's what a football can actually do. Sometimes it surprises you, sometimes it actually makes it day. I was really hoping to see some of the Tottenham fans actually saying something out of this situation, hoping to hear what they're expecting from their manager and seeing what could happen next. So let's talk about. I think I just did say a lot. Unless there's a question that comes, I think I did talk about all that needed to be talked about. In terms of this, okay. In terms of Everton, good game, but they need to be careful. If they get bigger teams, they might lose this game. You know, the interesting part about this is that, okay, we've watched other games. I think the games that I feel like we need to watch to actually give our full verdict in terms of the games, how they're gonna go. It's the game between the Manchester City games, the Manchester club games. We want to see how they're looking like this season and what is happening. And we want to see if Bruno Fernandes is going to continue with what he did this season. Because I felt like maybe the managers didn't understand him very well, and I think they've actually worked so hard to understand how he works in the Premier League, because the Premier League are so good in doing that. Look at Salah in 2017, he was the best player out there. Then 2018-19 and 2019, was it 2020, 2021, 1920? Then it was, yeah, 1920, if I may say. It wasn't really easy, and it seems like he's back on form. What game he had against Leeds. Let's wait and see what happens. Also, talking of something that is out of this, I felt like something, like talking about Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool needs to do something. Okay. Let me not talk about a lot about Liverpool. I think I'll cover that tomorrow. No. Tomorrow is the Chelsea game, so I won't actually cover it tomorrow. I'll talk about it on Tuesday, guys. I'll be talking Liverpool. Then on Wednesday, we'll cover West Ham. And Thursday, we might cover Tottenham as we build up to the next games that are coming, so that we wait for the Manchester teams. I think that's what is lagging, and we'll start talking. And I think on Friday we'll be building up for the next games that are coming. The biggest of them all being Liverpool versus Chelsea. Seems like we are already back in we are just a few minutes or few days coming back in this Premier League, but it already feels like we've been here for such a long time. So we wait and see what happens. We'll keep you informed with whatever that is happening and any information that changes, guys. But seems like, let's move on to the Chelsea game and the game that are going to be played tomorrow. Just I want to say a little bit just to build up for what is going to happen tomorrow. But rather than that, I think I'll be calling it a quit after that, so that we can meet tomorrow and see what happens. So tomorrow's games, they're like this. They're going like this, as you can see on your screen. Oh, you can't. Let me put this. They're going like this. Tomorrow it's Sheffield. It's Sheffield playing against Wolves at 7 o'clock my time this side. So it means that after this, okay, I don't do for Sheffield, I'm gonna do for Tottenham, which is exactly at, we can just call it the 20 past 9, if I can say. So I know there are a lot of things that are being expected from that game, and a lot of things that needs to be said before the game come. At the same time, we have to wait and see how it goes. But you see, it will be open here, nothing exactly to talk about. But that's the game. Sheffield versus Wolves. Sheffield had an amazing season last season. We'll cover more, elaborate more, try to explain what happened, how they went through the game, and what they had to do for them to be where they were. I'll talk about that. But right now, I'm just covering on things that we need to expect in the game. It's not gonna be an easy game. It's gonna be a high pressing game because Wolves really is a good team as well. Sheffield, do you think they will replicate what, like the replication of what they did last season, which they finished I think in position 8 or 9? I'm not really sure, somewhere there. But they were just amazing, guys. They were just amazing to watch, amazing to enjoy, to actually spend time watching. So we wait and see what happens there. My prediction was that maybe my finish goalless, but I don't think that will be the possibility with the way the Premier League is playing. I don't think that will be possible. And Brighton versus Chelsea. So I did say this. Chelsea has a lot of players. Maybe it can do something so that it becomes one of the clubs that we talk about next season. Chelsea has amazing players and yes, new signings. The locker room is just full of players. At the same time, the bench of Chelsea is like, it's one of the strongest benches you can ever find out there. The team is just amazing. So that's definitely it, if I may say. Right now I'm working in the like in the background, working on something that we were talking about, reacting on the goals and stuff like that. That's something that will be coming up maybe in the next coming weeks, not really sure when, and we'll see if YouTube allows. So unless I've been given a go ahead by YouTube, if they see nothing wrong with what I've done, and also try to get information from the owner of the videos, if they allow me to do my reactions and stuff like that and posting this, it will actually come. And I told you guys, it won't be live, it only goes under the unlisted so that YouTube can do what they do, then we continue. So definitely, if you're, when the membership opens, if I'm not allowed to have members, it will be easy for you guys to see this thing before the whole rest of the world sees it. I think it will be one of those private videos that before we release them to the whole world, they are already seeing and they've already given you things. Just some little bit of bonuses we'll be giving you to guys when we move on to the next thing. But even though, either way, thank you very much guys for watching. And if you're if you're gonna watch it on the playback, because I feel like in the live stream people are just tired, it's a Sunday, people are preparing for work tomorrow, so I understand. But at the same time, thank you very much for watching. I hope to meet you again on another video. This has been Sam talking about the Premier League. Let's build on. Oh, before I did go there, I wanted to cover a little bit. I think Chelsea is gonna be amazing. Right now I need to do some researches and check how much is going to happen and what we are expecting from Chelsea. So we wait and see if that happens. But thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Sam, your host, talking to you. This has been the Football Connect, and I hope that we meet again on another video. And guys, another reminder, I think from now on to where we go, as we are trying to improve in terms of our communication and how we can do this, there will be more of Skype calls that you can actually utilize and use that to advantage, so that we keep connecting and talking about football. Oh, hello Mr. Abra, how are you, sir? I was actually about to go out. So let's before you go, let's talk about the Tottenham game. How did you see the game coming? Oh, you're already saying goodbye. You don't have to say goodbye. Those I want to hear from you. How did you see the Tottenham game? And if you are interested, like I just said, you were talking about the Skype call. It's there. I want to see if it works. There's a link in the comments below. If you want to do, you can always try to do something so that we see if it actually works. Just give me a comment if you are doing that as well, so that I prepare and so that I can hear your thoughts. Or maybe you just want to type them out. It's okay. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you felt about the game and how it went, and what Tottenham did so wrong that let them lose this game. Don't forget to like this video and share it on your social media. But like I just said, this one, it's okay, controversy. Yeah, that game was crazy. The game was just crazy. I was watching it and I was like, what is happening here? Remember, I did that watch along. It was an interesting thing, and it was just full of disappointments. I didn't expect that. Like literally, I expect them to do more, but that didn't come at all. Nothing came that we can actually use. We tried by all means, but It was crazy. Tottenham needs to do something. Oh, nice. Let's do Skyscope a day near in the future. Okay, it's okay. Say wherever you feel like we can do Skyscope, it's okay. Say, but at the same time, I felt like Tottenham didn't really come to the challenge. They really did let me down. I expected a lot, and I thought that Mr. Elliott was going to come. Maybe he's still trying to absorb this thing because he is a Tottenham supporter. They didn't come to this, like they didn't show up for the game. They really didn't show up for the game. We expected more from them, but they failed us a lot. I think you can actually agree with me. They really did fail us a lot. We hope that something can change. We hope that they can actually do better next time, but they really did fail us a lot. I was really disappointed watching the game. Okay, they were playing so well. They had two chances that were face-to-face chances with the keeper. The other one was with Matt Doketed, and the other one was with who? Who was it? Was it Danny Ali or what? I'm not really sure. Or was it Son? Please remind me. I'm forgetting in the comments. At the same time, I understand. Let me read. I need to see something here. There's something that I can see here. Okay, still not seeing what I want to see here. It was a weird game, I have to say. It was a okay. I understand. I can't understand what happened. They didn't seem to be fighting for with their. That's one thing that I noticed as well. It was like I said, like I don't even support Tottenham, but it felt like I had more energy than the whole team playing the whole game, like feeling like they need to do something better. They didn't do that, which was confusing. Like, what is happening with you, Tottenham? Is this the team that we are expecting them to actually do something that we can actually be proud of, or to actually fight for top four, like we were talking about? I was wondering, like, what is Tottenham doing here? Like, or is it that Jose Mourinho is not like motivating them enough in the dressing room, or what? I don't know. I don't know. It is just too many questions. Like, I have too many questions. I think I'll have to do a special of Tottenham, especially. I think I'll do a video in the earlier during the week just to talk about Tottenham so that I can hear your thoughts after everyone have settled down, they've rewatched the game and they've seen the mistake that were committed by Tottenham. Like, I don't understand why also Jose Mourinho was taking out Danny Ali at halftime and attacking midfielder and putting Sissoko a defensive midfielder. Like they were struggling in defense. Tottenham were not struggling in defense at all, unless for that goal that went in. They were not struggling in defense, but they had to take player for what reason was that for? I don't even know what Jose was actually doing in there, because after Daniel Ali went out, it was now like it was just a game for Everton defense. They were just working, not allowing goals to actually pass them, just doing what they can do to see out the ball until the game was finished. That's all that happened. But come on, something needs to change. I don't know what Jose is like doing. What is really happening in Tottenham, guys? Because I didn't understand the game at all. It didn't make sense to me at all. But anyway, we take whatever that we get and we just have to accept what they do. We wait and see what happens next. So the next games that are coming is tomorrow, Wolves versus Sheffield, and at the same time, Chelsea versus Brighton. Let me see. Yeah, I feel the same way. I think we should wait and keep observing what happens. I have to go now. Good night. Thank you very much, sir, for watching as well. I need to disappear as well. We meet again because Monday is a big day. So let's say we meet again on another day, or tomorrow, if I may say. I'm saying another day because I'll be live tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. But also, those who watch this video on a replay, guys, don't forget to subscribe, to like this video and share this to your guys, so that you maybe at least I can find people who give me better comments to actually understand what is really happening with this Tottenham team. But anyway, it was a game to watch. Thank you very much, guys, for watching.